What's up, everybody? Back for another beer review, and today is another installment of Western New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today comes from the Rohrbach Brewing Company, and they're out of Rochester, New York. And this is their Cookies and Milk Stout. So this is a part of their Neoteric series. And it is a milk stout that is brewed with specialty malts, cacao, and vanilla. Comes in at 7.4% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in the time of review. This can is just under 3 weeks old. So on the side of the can here, they have a little spiel that I'll read. It says, this cookie-infused milk stout is a grown-up spin on your favorite childhood treat. Its specialty malts, cacao, and vanilla will transport you right back to snack time. And then they have some, tasting notes and whatnot. So their Neoteric series is basically like their one-off slash specialty series, which it's funny that I'm sitting there saying to myself, one-off series. Well, here's the thing, full disclosure, I've had this one before, and that's because they released this one in early 2018. Before I started my channel, I wanted to review this for my channel, but it was like about a month and a half, maybe 2 months before I started my channel, they released it. And by the time I started my channel, there were no more cans on the shelves because people really dug this one. Now, I also enjoyed this one. I thought it was pretty damn tasty. Now, they say this cookie-infused milk stout, but then they say they brew it with specialty malts, cacao, and vanilla. I don't know. I don't know if they're actually using cookies in here or just the specialty malts plus the cacao and vanilla to kind of produce a cookies and milk stout, so to speak. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I've had this one. I thought it was pretty damn good. So to review it for you guys, I'm pretty pumped up. Let's give it a go. So ever since last year, there's been a lot of breweries that are doing like Oreo cookies, beers and whatnot, like imperial stouts with Oreo cookies and just all kinds of different beers. So it's cool that a local brewery is doing it as well. Not saying they're using Oreos in this one, just saying they're, going for a cookies and milk stout, which I would guess is, an Oreo vibe. Anyway, since I poured it quite aggressive, you have about a 3-finger straight up, I'd say brown colored head, very big bubbles though, very not super tightly compact. The body itself is like a darker brown on camera. I know it's going to come off as a pitch black, darker brown though. But yeah, that looks nice, but the head, I don't know. I would like it to be a little bit more tightly compact and creamy looking. Doesn't look as nice as I would hope. Anyway, let's get a nose. Yeah, wow, that fucking smells great. Actually, wow, I don't remember being this great in the aromatic department. Wow, yeah, so I guess they're not going for Oreo cookies. Seems like this honestly smells like someone just ground up some chocolate chip cookies and threw it in this beer, because that's exactly what it smells like. It smells like chocolate chip cookies. Tons of chocolate, vanilla, definitely a biscuity, like, more or less a cookie vibe to the nose. It smells quite sweet. Listen, I say a bunch of stupid stuff because I'm terrible at reviewing, but in general, when I say like, oh man, it smells like a cookie or a dessert or a pastry or whatnot, it usually does, maybe not 100%. This smells, I shit you not, like somebody took chocolate chip cookies, ground them up, and threw them in here. That's what it smells like. It's just huge chocolate, sweeter milk chocolate too. Not like even a sweeter dark chocolate, a Hershey special, like I always like to say, just sweeter milk. Yeah, listen, I can't really say any more about this other than it's just all the chocolate chip cookies that you probably ever wanted in a beer, or maybe that you don't want because you hate dessert / pastry stouts. I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. The one thing I will say though is this is one of the few milk stouts I didn't get the metallic vibe in the nose, but I'm getting a slight metallic taste on the palate. So 7.4%, this is like straight up medium body, maybe an ever so slight thinness to it. The mouthfeel, slightly soft and smooth, not really creamy. I thought with the lactose and the vanilla and everything, and just the adjuncts in here, it'd have a bigger creaminess to it, or like a soft, pillowy vibe to it. But it's a little bit more carbonated than I prefer. I mean, drinking it, you can tell it's a beer. And the taste is where this kind of, I don't want to say turns sideways, because it's actually pretty solid. But the nose is just screaming full on chocolate chip cookie. It's almost like you have a double dry hopped IPA that just the nose is just bonkers. And then you taste it and you're like, oh man, the nose was amazing, but the taste, dialed back quite a bit and just some dude. It's kind of what I'm getting from this beer. Nose alone, this would be like a 4.75 out of 5 rating wise. That's how good this nose is. This nose was fucking fantastic. The taste though, you're getting more of a beer profile. You're getting more of a milk stout character. It has roasted malt characters. I'm getting a slight, ever so slight metallic tinge from the milk stouts. And I always say that I usually get it in the nose, rarely ever carries over. This one I didn't get in the nose, but it actually is in the taste, which is a rarity for me, but totally happened. Big, sweet chocolate notes. There's nuances and edges of that vanilla. It was way bigger in the nose. This one, though, doesn't finish crazy sweet. It's not cloying or anything. Between the roasted malt and an ever so slight touch of the alcohol, 7.4%, and getting a slight touch of alcohol on the palate. Not getting a warming in the chest or stomach. It just has an ever so slight, like, you know, if you saw alcohol component. Very slight, though. I'm not saying that I could just, let me just say, if I was drinking this blind, I'd guess 7.5%. So I'd guess the ABV. I believe I would anyway. Yeah, a little biscuity, bready. It has a cookie vibe to it. The taste has a cookie vibe. It's not as big as the nose. It's a good beer. It's actually a really tasty beer, but the taste is a bit disjointed based on what I was getting in the nose. If that nose translated into taste, this would be one of the best dessert slash pastry slash cookie beers I've ever had. Like, the nose is fucking bonkers. And I don't remember it being that crazy. I remember it being more like Oreo cookie. I don't know if they've changed the recipe. Probably not. It's just my palate. But this has huge chocolate chip cookie vibes to the nose, but it doesn't exactly carry over the taste. But the taste is good. It's not overly sweet. Has a semi-dry finish to it. And that roasted malt and whatnot kind of, you know, balances out the sweetness. But I will say they've done a pretty good job with this one. If you're curious about trying a cookies and milk stout, give this one a go. I want to say I paid $3 for this can, maybe $2.75. So reasonably priced. I want to say a 4-pack is probably in the $10 to $12, probably $12 range. So for something like this, where they're adding a bunch of ingredients and adjuncts and stuff, I think it's reasonably priced. Ratings on the cookies, well, ratings as in plural, no, rating on the cookies and milk stout from Rohrbach. I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 5. Like I said, the nose is a 4.75. The taste is probably like a 3.75, but I'll give it a 4 out of 5 because the nose was so amazing. Like I said, if you see this in the area, by the time I post this, it should still be on the shelves. Give it a go, especially if you like sweeter dessert-like beers. Anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by for another review. And be on the lookout for another Western New York Wednesday next week, because that's how we roll here on the Beer Patrol. Till then, cheers.